One, if it requires you to change how you were born, if it requires you to change your physical features, the way you came out of your mother's womb, if you came out with male organs, if you came out with female organs, if you have to change that to seek approval or to prove a point, then you should question, who are you listening to? And where is that thing really coming from? If you have to force people to accept you or to accept the way you see yourself, like forcing, I'm not saying convince people, I'm saying imposing it on people to do it, that you even come up with laws and rules like you have to do this, that should make you question why. If it is right and if you're convinced it's the right thing to do, then talk to people. Come, let us reason together the way I do it like this. Come, let us reason together. Explain to me. It's like politics. Explain to me why I should vote you. Yeah, they will not come and now force me like, you have to vote me, because this is how I feel. No, it's not about feelings, my dear. Talk to me. I always say that we Christians impose our faith on other people. I beg to differ. And this part is gonna be on two things. Again, it's gonna be on the religious aspect and it's gonna be on the sexual orientation part. If a male is convinced that they are a female, they should be confident that they are female. You don't have to prove to anyone that you're female or force anyone to believe you or to justify that you're female and affirm your femininity when they don't see it. If I woke up today and I now said, I believe I'm a white person, if truly I believe I'm white, I don't have to come and force people to see me as white if what they are seeing from outside is black. And I don't have to go and do plastic surgery to become white for people to see me as white. If inside me I am convinced that I am Caucasian, why should I feel the need to go and do plastic surgery to become white? Do you get the point where I'm getting to? Let me just use this example. If this thing causes you to change or requires you to change your physical appearance so that you can feel accepted or so that you can justify what you're trying to identify yourself with, it means you need to question this. Is it deception? Beyond that, who told you? And that's why you find that when the Lord came and Adam and Eve had eaten this fruit and they hid himself, the Lord asked Adam, where are you? And they said they are hiding because they are naked. The first question was, who told you you are naked? Now, this is my thing for us, right? I am a Christian woman who happens to be black by race, who happen to have a darker skin and a lot of melanin compared to other people from other races like the Caucasians. If ideas come up that makes me doubt that this is not who I am and I'm supposed to have a lighter skin, like it is not normal that I'm born with this color, that here is lighter than here, then I should question, who told me and who told that person? This is how I came out of my mother's womb. The human brain was made, or rather created, to move with a pattern, to have a template, to be guided by a template. This is why we have the problems that we have today. And the main problem is we stopped using our brain the way we are supposed to use it. Why God made us like this, or rather why God made the human brain like this, is because we were meant to be led by Him. We were meant to be guided by Him. We were meant to receive instructions from Him For example, Adam was there when God had made these animals before. He had made all the animals before. Now he made Adam and Eve. He made Adam and Eve, but then he brought Adam, like physically, he now manifested, so to say, physically before Eve came, yeah? And Adam was there, the animals was there, the Garden of Eden was there, he was put there, but until God told him, Adam, go and name those animals, is when Adam moved. So this is how God intended that we would do life with him, have communion and receive guidance from him. So when the fall of man happened, or rather when now Lucifer, this was now before even God had made all of us, like before Genesis, there existed a world, and this was the spiritual realm, and this was now where the people like Lucifer were, and then later Lucifer was thrown down here. So what happened is Lucifer, who had rebelled against God, he came up with a system which we call the system of the world. This is why the Bible calls Satan the ruler of this world. The world does not mean the earth, but the world is the systems of the world. The systems are like the things like cultures, like traditions, things like the government policies and stuff like that. So this is how the devil brought up, or rather came up with this system, so that people will no longer rely on God, but will want to live independent from God. This is what happened. And this is why you now see that now the devil went and spoke to Eve through the serpent. This was now like fast forward after Eve was created. The devil went and spoke to Eve and tried to get Eve to doubt, question what the Lord had spoken to Adam. The thing is this: God told Adam the instruction, but Adam is the one who told Eve. You understand? Do you understand now how the mind works? How the mind works. And this is why the strategy that the enemy has is, first of all, to get you to doubt something that you've always believed to be true. In fact, this is how the mind of people work. And this is why I am here. To jog your mind, okay? And to get you to think, question stuff, and ask questions and find answers. And we will do this together. This is what the enemy used. And we see that he not only used it on Eve in the Garden of Eden, but he also used it for Jesus. And he uses it on us every single day to get you to feel insufficient. First of all, you see, when he spoke to Eve, he was not even sure what God said to Eve. So he was like, let's read it now. The book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 1. The serpent was the shrewdest of all the animals the Lord God had made. One day he asked the woman, did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden? So this can be seen in a couple of perspectives. This devil, even himself, he did not know. He was just trying, He was just trying, First of all, he has to get you to question. Already, maybe Eve was feeling insufficient. I read this book from Sarah Jakes Roberts, and she was explaining the perspective, like the revelation that God gave him concerning this woman, Eve. So first of all, these guys came physically when they're already grown up people. So they didn't have the baby stage and all in all. And all of a sudden, you've been given a mandate to take care of, all these things. And now for Eve, she came second. And usually when you come after other people, you always, somehow inside you, there's like, okay, maybe do they know something I don't know about it? Like, how am I supposed to go about these things? So someone like Eve didn't have that chance to grow and, take, like, you always have someone to compare yourself with if someone was before you. You understand? So this was what was going on in Eve's mind, probably. So maybe because she came second and Adam had already received the instructions, and he's now who was the one telling her what God said and all that. So you might find that inside her, just looking at ourselves, inside her, she was thinking like, okay, am I maybe lesser, or like, is there anything maybe that I need to do? Am I doing these things right, and stuff like that? So they're like this self-doubts in her, because she was a human being, like she was mankind. That means she had a soul, she has a spirit, and she has a body. And as long as you have a soul, you have emotions. So you are prone to these emotions. And just because you're in the presence of God doesn't mean that you cannot go through these emotions. It doesn't mean that you cannot experience moments of doubt. It's how you take that doubt and how you deal with it is what makes the difference. So the serpent now came, because you have that he's shrewd. And Jesus himself later says, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Because God made him, he knows that he's shrewd. So he comes, he was not even sure. He was like, did God really tell you not to eat from any of these trees? Any of it tells you that he's not sure, he doesn't know. And this is why you have to know scripture. Let me not go ahead of myself. Let's enjoy the story first. They said, Eve now explains, again, when we go to the aspect of women and men, how we work, we love to talk, to be engaged. Mostly when you're in a relationship, I think you will notice that you want to talk to your boyfriend. At least most of the women, I'm one of those. When I'm in a relationship, I always want to talk. And so Adam was seated there, he was not giving Eve attention. And now the devil now the serpent came to talk to her. She was now getting attention. She got comfortable and she was explaining. Of course, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. The woman replied, it's only the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden that we are not allowed to eat. God said, you will not eat it or even touch it. If you do, you will die. Wow. They will say now, I got her to talk, or her. The devil now say, you won't die. My friend, even if they tell you like that, you'll be like, huh? For real? You mean it? Like, yeah, I won't die? And of course you want to hear more. The devil no get platform. Let's go. He now said, God knows that your eyes will be opened as soon as you eat it, and you will be like God, knowing both good and evil. And the woman was like, I've never thought about it. Yes, just the way I'm explaining to you like this, and you're like, wow, I've never thought about it like that. You see what I mean? This is what happened to Eve. You now say, okay. She saw that all of a sudden, the way she sees things, all of a sudden, her perception of seeing this fruit changed. This fruit was always there, but she had never seen it because, well, the Lord had told them not to touch that fruit, not to touch from that fruit from the garden, right? But the moment the enemy got her, now the serpent got her to doubt and even told her, no, you will not die. You will not die. You see? You say, you will be wise like him. Now, I had a person say like, I think it was like some preacher who was talking about this, that they were saying that if the devil knew that if he ate that fruit, he would be like God, he would not even go to that process. Like now the devil was just laughing because he was like, we sometimes we are so stupid. Like we think if he knew that if he ate that fruit, he would become like God, he would go with the plan of rebellion. No, he would just go to the Garden of Eden and eat that fruit, and then he would be like God. So even him, he was not sure. The devil is not all-knowing. God is the one that is all-knowing. He was not sure about this thing. So he just tried it. He tries. If you give in, then it works, and he has won. That's why he's called a deceiver. He plants deception. Deception is more like a camouflaged truth, or rather truth that is not entirely true. You understand? So it's not exactly like this thing is a lie, but it's not complete truth. You understand? So you see, when he told Eve that you will be like God, Eve should have thought that I am already like God because I was made in his image after his likeness. But because she already had self-doubts, and this guy, when he asked this question, he was like, wow, I never really thought about it. And really her mind changed. You see, he tricked her. Her mind, her perception changed, and the way she saw this fruit now became different. And this is what now took her to the step of eating it. This is exactly what happens to us. These things we call social, culture, traditions, and all. These are things. This is what happened. Some of them are good, some of them are not good for us. And we have the responsibility to figure out what is good for us and what is not good for us by thinking and asking questions and questioning. The things that especially are not natural, things that seem like natural. Like I said, I'm here to trigger you to think. If you don't believe what I said is okay, you are allowed. You don't have to believe what I said, but at least think about it. If you don't agree with me, it's also okay. It's called a perception. And this is actually truth, what happened in the Garden of Eden. This is how Eve ended up eating the fruit that she was not supposed to eat in the first place and disobeyed God. I'm going to give you a couple of ways to know that you should start questioning something. Number one, if this thing requires you to change your physical appearance, if this thing requires you to change the person you were at birth, I'm not talking about character and I'm not talking about makeup. If an idea comes to you and it starts making you question who you are, and I'm not talking about who you are feelings, I'm talking about the person who came out of their mother's womb with the physical features that they had. Let me just use this example. If this thing causes you to change or requires you to change your physical appearance so that you can feel accepted or so that you can justify what you're trying to identify yourself with, it means you need to question this. Is it deception? Beyond that, who told you? And that's why you find that when the Lord came and Adam and Eve had eaten this fruit and they hid himself, the Lord asked Adam, where are you? And they say they are hiding because they are naked. The first question was, who told you you are naked? it means you've been corrupted. The way you see yourself has changed, because people were usually physically naked in the Garden of Eden, but the glory of God was covering them. So they didn't know that they were naked. Like, they knew, but they didn't know. Like, it was normal for them that they are the way they are. Now, this is my thing for us, right? I am a Christian woman who happens to be black by race, who happen to have a darker skin and a lot of melanin compared to other people from other races like the Caucasians. If ideas come up that makes me doubt that this is not who I am and I'm supposed to have a lighter skin, like it is not normal that I'm born with this color, that here is lighter than here, then I should question, who told me and who told that person? This is how I came out of my mother's womb. Another point of view is those who have like the sexual orientation. I made a video and I said you are more than your sexual feelings. And you're doing yourself an injustice when you label yourself and identify yourself with part of what you feel, because feelings change. Now, the fact that you feel like that doesn't make you that. But then we have this, we've seen that if you are so sure that you are a man in a female body, why do you feel the need to change so that you can align to your feelings? If you are sure that you are a man, but you are just in a woman body, then stay like that. If I woke up today and I felt like I'm a man, I don't have to prove that I'm a man by changing my entire look and chop all my bust and, find some surgeries that can cause me to die to just install manly or rather male physical features on me. Once you get there, you need to question, where is this idea coming from? If I have to go through this pain just to fit how I feel, then you have to question it. Me, I am convinced that I'm a black woman. I am convinced that I am a woman. And I don't have to prove to anyone. If I wear trousers today, it doesn't change me. It doesn't make me a man because I wore trousers. If I decide to shave my hair, it doesn't make me a man. And I don't have to prove that. I know I'm a woman and I'm convinced I am a woman. I stay like this. If you are a man, you have your manly physical features and you believe that you are a man and you know that you are a man and you have those features of a male, then you don't have, if you wore skirt today, we will not have a problem. Yes, it's just clothes. It doesn't change you. It doesn't make you a woman just because you wore a dress. Is it not in Scotland, men wear skirts as a culture? Did Jesus not wear kanzu? What is kanzu now? Kanzu, that one is in Swahili. Like, I don't know how I can describe it, but it's like a long dress, what Muslims wear nowadays. That's how Jesus wore. Did it make him a woman? No. So if you are convinced, this one is for people who call themselves gay. Because me, I don't identify you as gay. Your name is what I will call you, okay? Because I don't believe you're gay. Those are just feelings, fecal feelings. It is true you have those feelings. We are not denying that you don't have those feelings. But feelings change over time. And if you believe you are a woman, you have women physical features, but you believe that in your core you are a man, Why do you have to change to prove that you're a man? Number 2, again, something that you should question is when it is being impulsive. Trying to seek approval from people. I said number 1, if it requires you to change how you were born, if it requires you to change your physical features, the way you came out of your mother's womb, if you came out with male organs, if you came out with female organs, if you have to change that to seek approval or to prove a point, then you should question, who are you listening to? And where is that thing really coming from? If you have to force people to accept you or to accept the way you see yourself, like forcing, I'm not saying convince people, I'm saying imposing it on people to do it, that you even come up with laws and rules like you have to do this. That should make you question, why? Why? If it is right and if you're convinced it's the right thing to do, then talk to people. Come, let us reason together the way I do it like this. Come, let us reason together. Explain to me. It's like politics. Explain to me why I should vote you. Yeah, they will not come and now force me like, you have to vote me, because this is how I feel. No, it's not about feelings, my dear. Talk to me. Why? If that's what you believe, convince me to believe it now. They always say that we Christians impose our faith on other people. I beg to differ. And this part is going to be on 2 things. Again, it's going to be on the religious aspect and it's going to be on the sexual orientation part. So if a person is convinced, if a male is convinced that they are a female, they should be confident that they are female. You don't have to prove to anyone that you're female or force anyone to believe you or to justify that you're female and affirm your femininity when they don't see it. If I woke up today and I now said, I believe I'm a white person, if truly I believe I'm white, I don't have to come and force people to see me as white if what they are seeing from outside is black. And I don't have to go and do plastic surgery to become white for people to see me as white. If inside me I am convinced that I am Caucasian, why should I feel the need to go and do plastic surgery to become white? Do you get the point where I'm getting to? Do you get where I'm getting to? Because this is how our minds function. We pick up things and they will resonate with a little part of us and we run with it without thinking. But we need to start questioning some things. Coming up with laws that you are even arrested if you don't use pronouns and whatever. It's like, what kind of nonsense is that? My friend, if I believe I'm he, I don't have to go and put some laws to convince other people that I'm he. So if you are so sure about your identity, if you are so sure that you want to identify yourself with your sexual feelings or what they call sexual orientation, and you are so sure that that's who you are, why? Why should you force all of us to believe that one? Back to Christianity. People say that Christians shove their faith to other people. Do we? Because we don't. I've never heard that a Christian went to murder someone because they refused to be Christian. Do you know what we do? We share the gospel, and what you feel there, that shiver, that anger that you feel when you hear that truth, that is what is called conviction. It's the demons, they are triggered by what we say. And this is why the Christian faith is fought everywhere. With religious people and those who are not religious, they are always fighting Christianity because it triggers something. It cuts deep. it goes against what you want to do. You understand? Never have I ever heard that a Christian killed a person for becoming Muslim. But we do here. And this is not even about Islam and Christianity. I'm passing a point here. And I pray that you hear what I'm saying. If it requires you shoving it on the throat of others at the point of death, or putting people to prison because of that, then you should question that thing. How many times have we heard that Christians have been massacred? We do know that people also massacre Islam people. We know that. But it has never been a faith thing, that in the sense that we see the Israel war that has gone on, but I don't want to get into details about that. That was not about faith. It had nothing to do with faith. The war that was going on, the fighting was based on they want to protect themselves. It had nothing to do with we are killing them because they are Muslims. They gave their lives to Allah. So if something has such an extreme that you have to change how you look physically, and I'm not talking about makeup, but I'm talking about the transgender kind of situation. And if it intends you putting laws to force people to go with your belief, then we should question that. And recently, I actually started questioning human rights. And very soon we will get into that. I'm still meditating on that, because there are some human rights that are contradicting. And we will get to the root of that. And sorry, I forgot to welcome you to my channel. Thank you for watching until this far. And see you very soon. Bye. Think. This is Doris Bonitah, and I'm here to jog your mind so you can think. Ask questions. Get answers. Meditate on them. Make this place and yourself better than you found yourself. Let's go.